Happy anniversary to us. 1 year ago, I pressed record with just a hope that sharing small steps towards peace might help someone else keep going. Today, we celebrate a year of reminders that change doesn't have to be drastic to be powerful. So here's to another year of growth, healing, and peace. And let's keep building this journey together. And thank you so much for listening and being a part of this. Hey friends, welcome back. And if today is your first time, you picked a really special episode to listen to. This marks the 1 year anniversary of Little by Little, Piece by Piece. Can you believe it? 1 whole year of showing up together week after week to talk about life, growth, change, healing, and peace. And I'm so grateful that you pressed play today. Whether you've been here since the very first episode, or whether this is the first time you're listening, or anywhere in between, I want to thank you for choosing to listen today, for choosing you today. This space was created for you, for all of you, no matter where you are in your life or where you are in your journey. This is and always has been just for you, for your growth, your peace, your healing, and your journey forward. And if someone sent this to you, send them a little thank you for caring so much about you, and tell them I say thank you as well. 1 year ago, I had an idea. I was benefiting from listening to mindfulness podcasts, and they really got me to think in a different way, to move in a different way. And I wanted to use my experiences and try to do the same thing for others. Obviously, I would not be on the scale of those huge podcasters like my favorites, Jay Shetty and Mel Robbins, but I just felt like I had something to say. And even if it only resonated with one person, helped one person, then that would be good enough for me. And I've heard from so many of you that it really has made a difference for you. I hit record for the first time with just a hope that if I could share even a little bit of my heart, it might encourage someone else to keep going, to believe that change is possible, to believe that peace is possible. And over this past year, you and I have been building something beautiful together. We've been reminding each other that life doesn't change overnight, that we don't need giant leaps or dramatic transformations. What we need is something far more powerful, small, intentional, purposeful steps forward. And that's how the name of this podcast came about, Little by Little and Piece by Piece. Looking back over the past year, we've talked about so many things. We've talked about letting go, about finding peace even when life feels heavy, about finding your why, about reconnecting with people we love, and how the power of a simple smile can positively affect not just those around you, but yourself as well. We've talked about body image, about choosing the right tribe around you and how that can change your life, about the healing power of nature, small steps to positivity, and about how healing often looks like slowing down rather than speeding up. But if there's one thread that weaves through all of these conversations and weaves them together, it's this. And that is that you have the power to change your life. You, right where you are, right in the middle of whatever mess, challenge, or uncertainty you're facing. You don't have to wait for a perfect moment. You don't have to fix everything at once. You don't have to become someone else. You simply have to choose to take one small, purposeful step forward. And that's what this podcast is all about. It's about refusing to believe the lie that you're too broken, you're too far gone, or too stuck to change. It's about realizing that change doesn't have to be drastic to be meaningful. And it's about remembering that you're worthy of peace, no matter what you've been through, no matter what mistakes you've made, no matter what story your mind tries to tell you about yourself. And that's all they are, is stories. And as we've chatted about before, your mind is the pen and the paper. You have the power to rewrite or change the story to whatever you need to move forward. As we all realize, our culture often glorifies the big, flashy transformations, from big wins in school or on the field to all the social media BS that's out there. The overnight success stories, the before and after pictures, the dramatic declarations of "I quit my job and started over," or "I lost 100 pounds in 6 months." And while those stories might be inspiring, they can also make us feel like we're not doing enough. Like if the change we're experiencing isn't huge, then it doesn't count. But that's not real life. Real life and real change can be quiet. It's subtle. It's choosing to pause before reacting. It's drinking a glass of water or eating something healthy when you'd rather grab something else that does not feed your body. It's taking a short walk to clear your mind or practice walking meditation for your self care. It's practicing forgiveness, one conversation at a time, whether it's with someone else or even yourself. It's reminding yourself that you are worthy over and over again until you actually believe it in every fiber of your being. And that is possible. In fact, it's really the goal we are all working towards. And here's the beautiful part is that those small steps compound. So it isn't just one small step and then another. Each small step adds on to the next small step, and you begin to see things differently. You begin to move differently, and things begin to accelerate you forward. For example, you may want to get healthier, so you decide to stop drinking soda every day. And that change leads you to maybe walking a bit more. And that change leads you to eating more fruits and vegetables. And that change leads you to quit smoking. A tiny shift today can ripple out in ways you can't even imagine. And you may not notice it right away, but 6 months from now, a year from now, you'll look back and realize that the small, almost invisible choices you made each day have carried you somewhere new, somewhere better, somewhere more peaceful. That's why we keep coming back to this truth that change doesn't have to be dramatic to be powerful. The small things add up, the little things matter, and peace is built over time with purposeful and intentional changes, regardless of how little they are. One of the biggest lessons I've learned, both in my life and through this podcast, is that everyone has the ability to change. You might not believe it yet. You might think you've tried before and failed. You might think your past disqualifies you or that your current circumstances are too overwhelming. But the truth is, change is always possible, no matter how old you are or where you are. And in fact, that part of true peace and lasting happiness is constant growth. And as I noted in one of my podcasts about creating a mindset garden, constant pruning, watering, and care of a plant nurtures it to grow in its natural, healthy way. And it's the same for your mind. I too have learned and grown with you over this last year. I've addressed feelings of abandonment that I never knew were the reasons why I felt like I needed to be in control so much. And I've been able to let go more and really focus on what's mine to own. And it's really been helpful in strengthening my relationships. If you think about the fact that every single day you wake up with a brand new chance, a brand new 24 hours, even if yesterday was hard, today holds possibility. Even if you feel stuck, you are not without choices. And even if you can't change everything, you can change something. You can change one thing. You can change how you speak to yourself. You can change how you spend the next 5 minutes. You can change the story you tell about your own worth. And maybe you don't believe it yourself yet, and that's okay. Borrow my belief in you if you need. Borrow the belief of the people who love you. Borrow the hope of others until that hope becomes your own. Because I know without even knowing you that you are not stuck forever. You are not hopeless. You are not unworthy. You are human and you are capable of growth. And here's the part I really want you to hear and tell yourself out loud today, that you are worthy of change. Sometimes we resist growth because we don't believe we deserve it. We think I've made too many mistakes, or I've wasted too much time, or other people are stronger than me and I'll never be able to do that. But worthiness is not something you earn. Worthiness is not something you ever need to prove. Worthiness is your birthright. It's mine, it's yours, it's every living human's. You are worthy simply because you exist, simply because you were born. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of second chances, or third or fourth. You are worthy of becoming the person you want to be. Not someday in the future, not once all the boxes are checked or you make all the right moves, but right now, in this moment, as you are right now. So as we celebrate this 1 year anniversary together, I want you to really let that truth sink in, that you are worthy of change, love, and peace, no matter what. So let's go over a few things that we've covered this past year that tie into this idea. Letting go. We've learned that peace often begins when we release what no longer serves us, whether that's an old grudge, an unhealthy expectation, or the pressure to be perfect. Letting go creates space for growth. Finding our why. We explored how saying we should do this or we're supposed to do that is really someone else's thinking placed in our minds, whether from childhood or from society. But when we explore our why and identify what works for us, what we need to move forward, make ourselves a priority, that's when change happens. Your body and your mind. We've explored how our thoughts about ourselves shape how we feel and how making small, compassionate shifts in the way we view our bodies and minds can bring not just change, but relief. Relief from pressures, expectations, and it helps create thoughts of acceptance and self-love. Nature is healing. We've discovered that peace can often be found in the simplest of places. A walk outside, a deep breath under the trees, a moment of stillness with the sky above us. Reconnecting with relationships. We've acknowledged that sometimes healing means showing up differently with the people we love. It means adjusting, listening, and remembering that love is worth the effort, but setting necessary boundaries with those we love is also worth the effort. Becoming your own safe space. We've discussed how being kind and gentle with ourselves, creating our own home within ourselves and our thoughts, creates that safe space for us to grow, to fall down, and to gently lift ourselves back up with love and kindness. Every single one of these themes connects back to the core truth, which is that small intentional steps can change everything. And if you missed any of these episodes, I hope you go back and listen if you think they'll help. As we move into year 2 of this podcast, I want to invite you to keep walking this journey with me, to keep showing up for yourself in all those small but powerful ways, to keep believing that peace is possible even when life feels messy, and to keep trusting that small changes lead to big shifts over time. And here's my promise to you. This podcast will continue to be a safe space where you are reminded of your worth, where you are encouraged to keep going, where you are reminded that you are not alone, and where together, regardless of what is going on in this big world, we will keep building self-love and lives filled with peace. So today, as we celebrate 1 year together, I want you to pause for a moment and acknowledge your own growth. Maybe it's small, maybe it's quiet, maybe no one else even sees it, but it's there. You've made it through another year. You've shown up for yourself in ways that matter, and I know this because you showed up here today. You're still here, still learning, still becoming. And that is something to celebrate, and that acknowledgement and celebration is your show of self-love. Remember, you don't need to change everything overnight. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep taking this next small step. Thank you, friends, for being here with me for this first year of this journey. Thank you for listening, for sharing, for reaching out, and for allowing me to be part of your life in this small but meaningful way. Thank you for following my positivity only Instagram page, which is Piece by Piece 24. You've shown up for me by quadrupling my views in the last few months, and I so very much appreciate each and every one of you. I can't wait to see what year 2 holds for us. If this podcast has encouraged you in any way over the past year, I'd love for you to share it with someone who might need it, who might benefit from our next year of learning, growing, and being kind and gentle with ourselves. That's how we keep spreading this message that change is possible, that peace is possible, and that we are all worthy of it. Please feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear your reflections on this past year and what small steps you've been taking towards peace. Let's keep encouraging each other as we step into year 2 together. Let's keep supporting each other as we navigate this crazy world that we live in. Here's to another year of growth, healing, and peace. So let's keep this movement forward, little by little, and piece by piece. This podcast is based on my own life experiences. I'm not a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist, or any other licensed medical professional. Please share this podcast with anyone you think needs to hear this so that we all move forward, little by little and piece by piece. And thank you, Purple Planet, for sharing your music.